Hello and welcome back to another Writerlywitterings with me, Michael Jex, tea-drinking author with I suppose it's a boring cup of Twining's English breakfast tea, but it tastes good and it's warm. We've just been threatened with snow later today and all day tomorrow, which is going to make life interesting. Today is going to be a fairly quick one. I've got to go up to London tomorrow. I've got a meeting with the Detection Club and I've got to pick up a new keyboard, which is going to look remarkably similar to this, which you can't quite see there. So I'm going to pull it out here. Here we go. This is a delightful Keychron Q8. And it's delightful for a number of reasons, not least of which is that the keys are superb and it takes up very little space. But the main thing for me is it's ergonomic. I did have a delightful keyboard that was made by a friend, which was two halves, but that started not to function quite right. So I've bought this and it's gorgeous and it's beautiful. And it seems to have given my wrists a little bit of a rest. And because I've got this problem with my cubital tunnel, it's a good idea to go for an ergonomic keyboard. But that's not what I'm talking about today. What I'm saying today is I'm going to be leaving here tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and not getting back till Thursday with hopefully a new keyboard. Nothing wrong with this one, but when I ordered it, I made a mistake and ordered linear keys, which are just soft keys, and what I'm used to is clicky keys that make lots of noise. Now apparently odd strange people around the place prefer to have quiet keys, especially now they're working at home, because they don't want to upset the wife or the husband watching TV because they're clacking away on an old-fashioned keyboard. Personally, I don't care, mainly because the TV is the other side of the house and my wife's over there when she's watching TV, so she won't hear me clacking away. Anyway, that's all completely by the by. What's happening? Well, I was contacted by a company very recently and they said, we'd like you to become a brand ambassador for us. And I said, oh really? Because I get these quite regularly. In fact, I get an awful lot from different companies which have a CZ name descriptor in their websites. So sillycompany.cz will often send me little notes saying, oh, we'd really like you to review this bit of software for gaming, video gaming. Would you review it on Writerlywitterings? No, I've got no interest in gaming anyway. Or this is a desk which has got an automatic lifting mechanism, and would you like that? So you've got a standing desk or an ordinary desk? Well, yes, but not if it comes from a company that's based in CZ. I don't know why, but they clearly have an absolute fascination with trying to spam and rip off people. But this company was a bit different, because what I tend to do is when a company contacts me, I'll do a Google search for that company, I'll find the company and I'll contact them and I will send them a copy of the note that was sent to me and say, is this authentic? And oddly enough, usually they get back to me and say, no, it's not, don't have anything to do with them. And I don't. And what I do is I go to forward each of these emails to report@phishing.co.uk, and that's a government website where they take down all these flaming websites. So that's all good fun. But just every now and again, when these people contact you, you discover that they're genuine. And so I contacted this firm and said, I've just received an email saying you want to send me some stuff. And they said, yes, that's right. We would. Oh, right, okay. Very nice. What do you want to send me? And this is what they wanted to send me. Now, I'm going to be talking about this for a couple of minutes. First of all, we all know that I like packaging. I love packaging from Conway Stewart. and I love packaging from Visconti, and I love packaging from Pineda. It all looks nice because it shows that they respect the product they're trying to sell. This is a bit different because it's not packaging that you're going to be using more than once. So what I really like about this is it's unpretentious cardboard, but solid cardboard. It's basically cardboard with some coloured paper wrapped around it. Nothing dramatic, but it's nicely done, with copper letters on the top. And when you open it up, inside there is a little sort of leatherette wallet. I say leatherette because it's not leather, it's a type of plastic. In the bottom of the box is a little bit of foam so that things are protected. And here we have the wallet. Now, before I open this, I'm just going to say that when they said, would you like to have one of these things, I thought, well, it's sort of quite a nice idea, but do I need something else taking up space on my desk? And the short answer was probably no, I don't. But there are times, once a week, when I'm talking to you, mainly, you lot, talking to you lot about pens, and sometimes one of these would be really useful. So what is it? It's actually a snake. I'm going to show it to you here, but this is not going to be terribly efficient because of the way the camera wants to focus on my face the whole time. So let's just block off my face and see if that's a bit better. Don't know if that is. I'm going to put some photos up instead. What is this? Well, it's a pen rest. Yes, you heard that right, a pen rest. So you can put your pen across the top of it on your desk or wherever you might be, and the snake will protect it for you. Isn't that elegant? Now, I have seen and considered buying several pen rests in my time. I've seen nice wooden ones. Conway Stewart do some lovely ones. I've seen really pretty acrylic ones. I've seen combination wood and acrylic ones. I think Bastion do them. I've seen all sorts. I've used the Conway Stewart decorative stands, which look very good. They do get dusty. Everything gets dusty in my house, though. But this is quite simply glorious. It is, I would say, superb quality. This, I think, is made of brass, so it's got a definite weight to it. But if you look at it, every scale is marked out. You can see the fangs at the front of the mouth. The eyes are made of jet or similar black material. And the way it is designed is incredibly lifelike. On the underside, you can see again the scales which a snake uses for moving along, and the tip, because I believe this is a rattlesnake, that looks like a rattle, that's actually made of silver, which is coated onto the brass just at the very tip there. I find this really quite entrancing. When I looked at photos of it on the internet, I thought, who on earth is going to buy something like that? Apart from anything else, the photos on the internet really are quite large. It looks enormous. And I thought, oh, ye gods, I don't want something that size on my desk. And it was only when it actually arrived that I realised just how appealing it would be. Certainly it's not the sort of thing I would have ever considered buying, because not because I dislike it or anything, but because it did look large in the photos, and I thought it also looks a sort of rather aggressive. I mean, that is a pretty vicious looking snake's head, isn't it? Just pulling it up again there. Look at that. That does look very realistic. But then, when it arrived, I was utterly entranced, and I still am. I think that's an absolutely beautiful, amazing piece of workmanship. So, the takeaway from today, what can I say? I am, first of all, very, very grateful to Echo for sending this through. I'm definitely going to be using it. You're going to see this appear in lots of videos whenever I'm looking at a new pen. I've got a couple of new Conway Stewarts arriving very soon, so I'll be talking about them. And this will be used as part of the display, I think. It's going to be used actually probably most of the time while I'm here at my desk. It saves carrying pens in my shirt pocket. And I'm really quite entranced by it. So that is a slightly odd one. It's a bit of an offbeat one this week, but I think that it's just such an appealing, attractive way of keeping a pen on your desk. It's not ideal if you've got 3 or 4 pens, obviously. Then you really do need something like the Conway Stewart pen holder or pen and ink set. But if you're like me and you have generally 1 pen inked up during the for everyday use, and this is really quite stunning and really effective. So thanks a lot to coppertist.wu. Sorry, it's coppertist.wu. I must write that down again. And if you're interested, I'll put a link down at the bottom. But a very beautiful, quite astonishing piece of workmanship. And I'm very grateful for that. It will be used. And on that bombshell, I'd better go now. I've got to edit this, obviously. I'm currently in the middle of editing Shanghailanders, or the first in the Shanghailanders series, which is called One Last Dance Before I Die, which I think's a brilliant little title, don't you? I've got to delete another 5,000 odd words from this, bring it down to nearer 120,000 rather than the 140,000 that it was. And when that's done, I'm going to have to start cracking on with the edits of Untitled Blackjack Book 8, which should be coming back to me later on today, apparently from the editor, with a few minor considerations, she said. That usually means there's about 50 pages of corrections, but hopefully it won't be quite that bad. So I can crack on with that for next week, and then get on with the next in the Art of Murder series, modern day series, because I've got to write that before the end of June or July. Got to check when the dates are on that. So, as you can tell, as usual, I'm rather busy. Thanks a lot for watching. If any of you are going to the Shaftesbury Fiction is Fun Festival, I'm going to be there on the 22nd of March talking about mostly the fun of writing modern day books, because it is such a relief after writing so many historicals over my time. So if you're around Shaftesbury, I look forward to seeing you there. If you're not, well, I'll tell you about it later. Thanks all for watching. Take care, keep safe, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.